And India Today has also accessed the most detailed account of what happened on June 15th, which is the date when the brutal Galwan clash happened. And what we've learned is that it wasn't just one clash, but three separate ones. We have the exclusive details of all the three brawls that took place. And that's not all. We also have information that the Chinese troops our soldiers had confronted were not the regular troops that were usually deployed at the line of actual control. Let's break it down for you. The detailed sequence of events that's been accessed by Shivarur.
Amid the tense India-China standoff, on 14th of June, troops of 17th Bihar Regiment witnessed an unusual sight. A Chinese post on the Indian side, which both countries had agreed to remove, had sprang up again. The commanding officer, Colonel Santosh Babu, led a team of around 35 men at 7 p.m. on June 15th to take it up with the Chinese forces, many of whom he knew given the series of recent interactions. But a surprise was waiting for the Indian forces. In place of the familiar Chinese troops, there were new faces, belligerent and aggressive. The troops from a PLA team diverted from Tibet manhandled and abused the Indian colonel. The accompanying Jawans hit back, leading to a fist fight. This was the first brawl. The Chinese were soon overpowered after a 30-minute fight, and the post was burned to ashes. While the apprehended Chinese troops were being brought back to India, a larger contingent of PLA personnel ambushed the Indian team near ridge on the banks of the Galwan River. Large stones began to land on the Indian troops at around 9 p.m. One such stone hit the colonel on his head and he fell into the river. What followed was a 45 minutes of savage face-off. Over 300 men fighting one another. The Chinese used metal spike clubs and barbed wire weapons. Many soldiers from both sides either fell into the river or were seriously hurt. The colonel's body was soon recovered as both sides retrieved the dead and the hurt. The Indian side also heard the hum of a Chinese night vision drone possibly hunting for survivors. As more troops rushed in from both sides, the third brawl started at around 11 p.m. Many soldiers from both sides again fell into the freezing Galwan River amid violent fistfight. Soon both the weary sides fell silent. What followed was an exchange of dead and injured troops, which was not a prisoner swap. The Indian side returned around 16 dead Chinese soldiers, including 5 officers after the third brawl. A day broke the situation was handed over to the major generals of both sides for de-escalation.
Colonel Babu led from the front. Despite being grievously injured, he refused to be evacuated and continued to motivate his men to ensure that the Chinese were pushed beyond Patrol Point 14. His selfless valor inspired his soldiers to ensure that the Chinese were evicted from Indian territory. With cameraman Kripal Singh in Ladakh, Gaurav Sawant for India Today.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.